So we're going to go over here, call it the Hidden Silence. Okay. So that's an interesting setup there. Let me take a look. So this is the first time they're going to find out that they have a guild name, unless we let her know, which is going to be Sog, Sister Ghoul. Guild, the Hidden Silence. Okay, so that's now the guild. So that's pretty easy. Let's go see what else we got here. We're still pumping out locations. What does this league office smell like? You think it's probably got like incense or something. You're gonna smell some kind of sweet, some kind of dark incense is what I'm thinking. Let's go with some incense. We're gonna say smell of the office is akin to I like smell of its sweet smells probably. Smell of akin to cinnamon, nutmeg. It's like Christmassy, and pine. So, it's got a very Christmassy, feel to it that way. So that'll be a fun piece to play. And then let's get the Medusa's Glare real quick. So we need enough information on Medusa's Glare. Medusa's Glare Tavern, Waterdeep. And now I think this actually exists in Waterdeep as whole, but I don't know if there's going to be just general more information for it. Let's do that. And let's go check Oakthorn. And there's all this. Let's see. The Medusa's Glare changed hands over the years, provides caravan goods, the sculptors working on projects. Their works find a way to tier of homes who most desperately wish to emulate wealthy and fine, but don't have the same shop. Oh, so Medusa's Glare is a sculptor shop. That's interesting. So, so that's going to be the basic idea of what was in it. So if you walk in from the outside, you're going to have, if it's a sculptor shop, you're going to have a window. We're going to say this building is attached to many others. Standard storefront look to it. It's going to have a large flat window with pottery. So tiered pottery display, so then that they can actually see a tiered pottery display. Many shapes and colors. So one of those things that's cool about pulling this information that's already here is that if you're going to be an adventuring party, right, and you're going out and you're picking up a bunch of stuff, but this is kind of a secretive guild. They're not telling everybody that they do this. She's going to have some kind of secret something that she's doing, right? So she's operating out of a pottery shop, just like the other guys are operating out of a bakery. So even though they're dealing in information, we haven't really decided if it's going to be good information, bad information. They're trying to change the world. What is it they're trying to do? Are we pulling like a Batman secret society kind of idea, or are we pulling more of a this is how we operate and we do whatever we want kind of thing? And who's in charge of all this as well? That's another one I need to go put in here. So the actual guild leader, hidden silent structure. We got to figure that out. So anyways, let's get back to this. So large flat window, tiered pottery display, many shapes and color. So the door is going to be bright red. bright red with several small windows inlaid in the door. Now, the big bright red door, is always there. It's always a thing that you use in different storybooks and everything else. Um, you know, Even the Rolling Stones, I see a red door and I want to paint it black. It's always had symbolism built into it of what a red door means, and it could be anything. In Fifth Sense, anything that was red means that he was, obviously dead when he was doing it. And he's missing something, and blah blah blah. So I'm thinking the red door kind of gives him an idea of this is a special place, and I want to keep it as subtle as possible. But I think that's kind of what I want to run with that. So that's a fun idea. So we got the bright red door. We're going to move on past this a little bit. Let's go see what else we got going on. So inside is they're going to see a scene. We're going to say is a halfling on a stool spinning pottery. Going to be a dark beige coming into the shape of a vase. A large wood-fired kiln sits off to one side. That seems to be curing several pieces of stone pottery. There we go. So, standard storefront look, large. We'll talk about Gruel in a second. We'll jump over there. So, Spires of the Morning, we got enough info there. Biscuit Brother Bakery, we're going to see first. So, we're going to go ahead and move this. Or, I guess that needs to come down. So, they're going to see Biscuit Brothers Bakery first. Probably Medusa's Glare second. League Office third. That's going to be the order which we're going to see things. So NPCs. So Sog, we already know. Ghoul, Rise, and Galen. Okay, so these guys we're not going to get too deep into. We'll get back into those another time. Let's talk about the actual. So we talked about in the actual first session the basic rundown where these couple starts here. I think I have enough information to be able to play it out. I do still want to plan a combat. So let's plan a combat for the first session. These guys need to test things a little bit. They don't necessarily have to do a whole huge fight, but they definitely need some kind of combat. So anybody who's played with me as a DM know I like the moral questions. So they're going to have to pass through after this whole Riven Shield shop. They're going to be passing from there into. Let me go do this real quick. Add page map. We're going to take and put this map in here real quick. I like Moral Quandary just because it's always fun to me. So let's go find. Where did my map go? Waterdeep map. Bump. Let's drag and drop. There we go. So they're going to be crossing. Let's blow this thing up a little bit. I'll blow you up right about. That looks good. So they're going to be crossing from down here all the way up past this. This is kind of the entire thing. So down low is kind of where they're starting. They're going to cross right here is where that fire is going to break out. And they're going to get up in here into the market. We can test and see how well the players plan on, being good, evil. Whoa! I need to adjust this microphone real quick. Sorry, it's starting to drop as I throw everything in your face here. Let me go see if I can get this fixed real quick. Eek! 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 There we go. So I think if we can get an idea of something playing over here in the market, would be a fun thing to do. Now I think Maybe a small street urchin, somebody that's like in a thieves guild kind of idea. Maybe make an enemy really, really quickly would be a fun thing, or see how they actually react. Something that they're going to have a perception check to actually see this kid stealing things. So let's start with that. So we could play Critical Role style. You got the little goblin knot with a little face mask on and blah, blah, blah. Maybe we throw something similar to that in there, an untraditional race. Let me go see here. Let's go take a picture of things. Let's go with race Waterdeep. Let's go see. Let's go see if we can find common races or something similar. Get out of here. So government, law and order, crime, trade, defense, history, locations, culture, fashion, transportation. Not really what I want, but I do like this page. So I'm actually going to take this, copy it. We're going to add another group here called resources. Whenever you have some good resources, move you back over here. I'll call this resources. Let's go think. What do we got here? What race do we want to actually be? Oh, these are all just the game. What about a deep gnome? Let's see if a deep gnome is in there. What is with this? Get out of here. Physical disruption, solid colony culture. Let's go see if Waterdeep is even listed. Deep Gnomes, a gnome city northeast, was ever significant dwellings near the surface before it was taken over by Dracolith. Yeah, so let's just say that he's a deep gnome, right? So deep gnome at the service, younger. I don't ever want to try and come up with a name, Nefliblin or whatever the heck it is. But I do like that idea. So they see young deep gnome. So they're not gonna know it's getting deep gnome. Dark skin. Skinnier than most. Cloaked. They're gonna say, I'm gonna say they need a DC 15 to see a gnome pocket item from a stall. So this is one of the first things. So young gnome, dark skin, skinnier than most, cloaked. Check to see if they find a stall. So if the players are going to be altruistic and say, hey, listen, all evil is bad or something, then they're probably going to say something. If they're going to be less altruistic, like I'm sure the rogue will be, he's probably just going to let the guy go. The bard is going to be the wild card, and the fighter is going to be the wild card. So if they see it, that's going to be a different thing. But let's say they don't. So they can catch him before. So if the players spot... Screaming children. If the players spot the gnome and choose to say something to him, he's going to be very pushbacky. Be very pushback. He's not going to be willing And he's going to give him the ultimatum. You know, are you going to do something? Are you going to call the guards? Call the guards or leave. If players don't spot. What happens if they don't spot them? I like the idea of him getting caught by a merchant who starts yelling for guards. At that point, the gnome takes off running. Let's go see what I got here. What, man? Just a second here. There we go. All right. Takes off running, and a chase begins. So let's go take a look at the source book for the DMG. There's a running, chases there. So let's go see if we can find the running the chases. Is it this one? There it is. All right. So dashing. Let's see. Let's throw some complications in here. What do we got? 11 to 20. We're going to throw in probably 2 complications before they actually ever get to that point. So I very rarely will. I try to pre-plan complications based on them chasing somebody already. You can put these things pretty much anywhere. So we're going to try and solve this before they get there. So let's take a look at a D10. I don't need a D20 there. But dang. All right, let's see what the D10 says. D10 says it falls off the table. 9. An overzealous guard mistakes you for someone else. If you move 20 or more, the guard makes an opportunity to attack with you a spear. Okay. So the guards mistake the players running as the individual they are yelling against. So I like that. Guards mistake players for thief. And if they continue to run past, the guard makes a spear attack. +3 to hit, 1d6 +1. So that's if the players, just keep running past the guard. They're just gonna chunk a spear at whoever's in the back. On whomever is in the back of the group. Turn order matters, guys. All right, so that's going to be the basic complication there. The rest of it, I'm going to kind of run as they go. They're going to be going back and forth, on actually performing the chase itself. Now, he's not going to be crazy fast, but he should be enough. I like this part. Each dash action, blah, blah, blah. We're going to put that in there just so I remember it. And then how is he going to throw in the... So what is the Dark Gnome's name? He's going to be called Snurvnefblin. Let's go fantasy name. Deep Gnome. Deep Gnome? No Deep Gnome? So we'll just go with the gnome name. Usually there's a link to other gnomes, that's fine. We're making a girl. Let's make it a girl. She is gonna be Snirp, snipping on some mud ass. I kind of like mud ass. Like you're chasing down mud ass, the deep gnome. No, that's funny. Magna. Let's go with Cadweb is kind of no Cyproe, Pink Lil, Shiglai, Tonglil, Hirewee, Feckneat. That's funny. Fecknit. Let's go with Tadley. Tadley sounds kind of innocent there. So Tadley. So Tadley, why is she stealing? That's going to be the next question. She is stealing. Okay, so if caught. This entire thing is, we do not want highlights. Why do I keep capping that? She explains the goods will be used to pay for treatment of her sick aunt. Now, lie. So this is being a lie. She is straight out just lying to them. So this is going to be an insight check. DC shouldn't be crazy high. She's not a very good thief yet. We're going to call it DC 10. Players can coerce into truth if they believe her. She asks for a donation. She's gonna be all like, "Listen, it's my sick aunt. You know, I'd really help, or it'd be really helpful if you could do that or not." I like that. If they let her go, she is never seen again. If they call the guards, she is placed in jail for theft. So this is whenever I say if they let her go, she's never seen again. But if they don't and they put her in jail, she's going to be hung for this crime, is what's in my head. So there may be a time in the future where they come across her being hung. And that's a fun scenario to play. Like, they put her there, and now they're going to watch her be hung. So even though they did what's right, and even though she broke the law, so on and so forth, it makes it a lot more complicated. People tend to rethink these kind of scenarios. Like, well, does she deserve to have a hand cut off or be hung for this? Now, they don't know if maybe this is her first time or 20th time of being caught. Who knows? But it's a moral quandary that's really tough for people to actually play with. So yeah, so with that in mind, that'll be that. So I think we have enough info for the different pieces and parts so far. This will probably get us started. I think there's enough information here to get us started. I plan on ending the session before they can really do a whole lot at the Temple of Lathander. We're shooting for about a 2-hour session. So assuming the combat and the putting out the fire takes probably 15-20 minutes each time, and then in everything else probably will take 45 minutes to an hour at a minimum, and then the beginning of it is going to be kind of a half hour of lead up conversation, things like that. So we got about 2.5 hour target, so I think this should allow us to actually get into there. So that's really fun. So with that in mind, that kind of leads off with everything for the second part of my session planning. Definitely like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any feedback, anything you'd like to see happen, let me know. Otherwise, I very much appreciate everybody's time, and have yourself